In 1985, when a black bear found and ate 88 pounds of cocaine in Georgia, he became the victim of a powerful smuggling ring. Good evening, everybody. It's March 21st, 2018. I'm John Lasota, and you're in the garage. With me tonight, Walt Campos. Say hello, Walt.
Hey, what's up, John?
So, yeah, it's an interesting tale of woe here to start the week. Yeah, so the bear, this is an old story, later known as Pablo Escobear. He's walking around the national forest, and when he found 40 bags of the purest possible cocaine and ate it all, died on the spot. So they found his body covered in white powder. Medical examiners said there's not a mammal alive that could survive that much cocaine, except for maybe Rick James. And so they looked at his stomach. It was completely filled to the brim with cocaine.
Wow.
Yeah, so all the national papers were talking about it. They couldn't figure out how Escobar got his claws on $15 million worth of cocaine in the middle of the woods. So a few months later, this is a nutty story. A few months later, they found the body of a narcotics cop on the front lawn of somebody's front lawn in Knoxville, Tennessee, and he had 70 pounds of cocaine with him.
Wow.
But yeah, the FBI knew who he was, right?
Right.
The FBI knew who he was because he was a cop that got caught trafficking weapons and smuggling pot. Before. So so they were following him. They let him go and they followed him because they wanted to get bigger guys. So he's flying the fucking drugs in, right?
Right.
And has engine failure. So he has to start tossing bags of fucking coke. And then he jumps and his chute don't open. The end.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's what fucking went down. And there is a bright side to the story. There's a happy ending. The bear was stuffed and put on display to please thousands and thousands of people over the years. So if you want to see Pablo Escobar, the bear that ate more coke than 88 pounds of cocaine, more than any mammal could survive eating. He is on display in the middle of the Kentucky Fun Mall in North Lexington, Kentucky.
I am so there this weekend.
So yes, come on, folks, if you want to really see an exciting attraction.
Wow, man.
Rather a long leading. That is a weird story, huh?
That is absolutely crazy. I mean, it's so crazy it would have to be true. You can't make something like that up. That is just insane.
I'm gonna have to do some research on the national stories of Pablo Escobar. like look for newspaper clippings from 1985.
That is
I need microfiche.
Absolutely wild. That is wild.
Remember those machines? You had to go through the microfiche with the machine and it would whip through the newspapers. I wonder if people even use
yeah. And then you'd open it up and grab the paper out. No.
The thing when you go to the library and they had the microfiche they used to call it. You get that disc
microfilm.
You put it on the disc on that machine and it would spin through the newspaper articles.
Yep. Yeah, the microfilm. Yeah.
I wonder if people even use that shit anymore.
No, not at all. I mean, now you can just probably Google it, but
I'm gonna go find Pablo Escobar.
That's how they used to do it in the libraries.
That's definitely what I'm going to do. Is I'm going to look for Pablo Escobar to see the original articles, the national sensation. Speaking of national sensations, I haven't heard any updates on what's his face.
The
Chambers,
guy.
Lawrence Chambers, what's his name was? Yeah, they got the shitter. I haven't seen any updates yet. So
he's going to explode when it happens.
Horrible. Yeah, so that was a weird lead in there. Kind of long, I know, but I actually thought it was a story worth telling. That's something you make a movie about.
Absolutely, man. But, so do you think he likes the cocaine more than honey?
Well, I think he thought the cocaine was the honey.
This is some new kind of honey.
He couldn't get enough of it. His whole stomach was full of it. Like he just kept eating it until it killed him.
Wow. Well, now you know how to kill a bear.
Yeah, it's going to cost you $15 million though. Shit. I mean, I guess if they cut it, it made it weaker, but it would fucking be nasty as shit. I don't know. Maybe that would work. On a lighter note, Cate Blanchett once got a penis facial with Sandra Bullock. Yeah. It's some shit out there's some shit they put on their face, and it's called a penis facial because it smells like sperm. The joke's on them though. It probably is sperm.
It probably is.
This guy jerking off in the back.
Yeah.
They're paying dudes $50 a pop, and fucking they're charged $650. Yeah, it costs $650.
They should have called me. I would have done it for free.
They say it'll blow your mind how many celebrities call and ask for the penis treatment for $600. I mean, right? They're charged $650 for the penis treatment. Walt, you would give them that for free.
I would give it for free. All they have to do is ask. Some of them don't even have to ask.
every time I see that though, I see these beauty shops have advertised for facials. Facial $49.95. Like $49.95 for a facial? They pay you for that? This is the first thought that pops in my mind. My wife is not amused.
So, wow. Why? Because she's had it, or what? I mean, why would she be not amused? What's your sex life like, John?
Well, that's there's nothing to complain about there. That works.
Great.
That's pretty good.
Great.
Yeah. So a construction worker survives being impaled by a pole through his groin.
Oh.
Yeah. Dude in India, he slips and falls on a pile of steel rods, right?
Uh-huh.
And a 4-foot pole shot right through his scrotum.
Oh, man.
Yeah. It went through his entire body, went through his scrotum, up his entire body, and ripped through his collarbone.
Damn.
Yeah. Pretty fucked up, huh?
That is fucked up.
The guy had to travel 102 miles to get to the hospital with a pole up his scrotum through his collarbone.
Hey, man, you do what you have to do.
I mean,
I had to go on 103 miles.
You can't ever complain about anything again. No. I don't care if you break your arm, This guy had a pole through his scrotum up through his fucking collarbone and got 102 miles away in India. There's no way.
That is even worse than a third world problem. That is a fourth world problem. That is fucked up.
Fucking horrifying. It pierced his small intestine, colon, liver, diaphragm, and lung, and it took 5 hours to get it out.
My gosh.
But they sent him home 2 days later.
Happy ending.
Yeah, happy ending. 2 days later. Yeah. He got a pole through his scrotum. It pierces everything on the way up out of his collarbone. He goes 102 miles with that in there. It takes him 5 hours to get it out, get the pole out, and they send him home 2 days later. You're right. Go ahead.
Walk it off.
Walk it off. You're fine.
Wow, that is a crazy. Nothing that guy does for the rest of his life is going to compare.
It's true, but at the same time, though, like hearing that story, you can't ever complain about anything ever again.
Yeah, no. Food is going to taste better. Everything's going to be better. Yeah.
Every day, I'm going to wake up and say, "Well, at least I don't have a pull through my scrotum."
Yeah. No. Exactly. Holy shit.
You think about that and let that sit in? Do you ever the idea, the thought of a fucking pole piercing your scrotum, not even going in your asshole, piercing your scrotum.
I only cracked the door open to think about that, and it was too painful for me. And then I closed the door back again. So I don't think I can focus on that for too long.
There's a little numb tingle in my taint right now because I'm, it's an uncomfortable feeling.
Oh man. It's like when you're up on a tall building and you look down and you get that weird feeling, like
I don't actually get that from looking down. I'm fine looking down, but I can't look up. If I get a look up, I'll die. I'll spin and done. Boom.
Oh,
face the death, baby. Yeah.
Yeah. But you get that feeling, right? You get that like crazy feeling. And yeah. This beats that like times 10. So
yeah, fuck that. Yeah, there's nothing good about that situation.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, wow. I mean, you gotta be a sick bastard to even think about that. And I guess, I qualify. That's not right.
Yeah, no.
So, fistfights, nude masturbation, and dead pets. What's going on with airline travel?
Especially United, right?
Well, I mean, it's all of them, though. I mean, there's a lot of crazy.
Yeah, but United seems to be the worst of the worst.
Maybe
because they're killing dogs. They're sending dogs to Japan.
They don't actually have stats on which airline has the worst things going on with them. But there's a lot of shit, a lot of fucking crazy shit, right? Fucking beating up passengers, throwing off families, mile high clubs, fucking everywhere. Orgies in the bathroom.
Some kinky shit going on.
All kinds of crazy shit, man.
The worst stuff is when the thing with the dogs. That's just
like I have so many problems with this. Like, one, you let them put your dog in the fucking overhead bin? Are you fucking crazy? There's no way you're convincing me that my dog is going in the overhead bin.
No, I would get off the plane. I would be like, see ya. If you want me to do that, I'm getting off the plane right now.
I would cause a scene and make them arrest me for it.
Yeah,
and sue them, because then you have $1 million lawsuit even without the dog dying.
Yeah, absolutely.
Horrible. But then, like, nobody in the crowd said anything.
They all bared witness afterwards that it was the wrong thing to do, but they should have done something beforehand and said, no, the dog's in the cage, so.
But it's not all bad, though. One airline actually had to deny that their flight attendants were having orgies, even though they were caught on camera.
Oh my God!
Well, this is a Chinese airline, but at least they weren't.
They know how to party. I know which airline I'm going on. Yeah.
At least they weren't doing it on the plane. They weren't actually doing it on the plane, though. The video, somebody got this video, and it went viral. It's on some Chinese website. And then they started to identify who the people were and what hotel it was. Yeah, so people, because I guess enough people see it. Yo, I know her,
That's that floozy from the corner.
Somebody sees it. Ma. Harl. But the company's claiming the film is a fake, that it was made in Africa with a bunch of actors to damage the company's reputation. That's what the airline is saying, right?
Whatever.
So then the Chinese government, then they censored any mention of the video because it was on a site that had a bunch of members that were talking bad about the idea of their president becoming president for life. So the Chinese government people on this site, they were going on there and, they were saying things that, no, he shouldn't be the president for life. So the government came and shut them down and said, no, now you can't look at any porn.
Oh, man.
And that's what happens.
Damn.
But
shit just got serious.
Yeah, but if you look, though, the chicks look like they might not be too bad looking. So if you want to start Google searching, Chinese airline hotel orgy.
Well, yeah, I
You
mean,
might be able to find something.
most of the time, I'm not saying all the time, but most of the time on most airlines, the flight attendants are really good looking people. So
I don't know. I think I've seen too many flight attendants that were. I mean, I guess they're good looking people if you like dudes,
no,
like gay dudes, though. So at least it fits
right?
At least it fits.
No, I guess they need love too.
Everybody needs somebody sometimes.
Everybody needs somebody.
Horrible. So attendees at Charles Manson's funeral sang Beach Boy songs. A few. It was probably a while ago, maybe a few months ago. Remember we were talking about how there was a big fight over who gets Charles Manson's body.
Right.
Well, they decided to cremate him. See, he was cremated, so no photo ops with his body like you could get with Pablo Escobear. Yeah. So, but about 25 of his friends and family members showed up at a memorial for him, including the 26-year-old woman who wanted to marry him when he was 80 years old.
That's some crazy shit.
Yeah, people are fucked up, man. 26-year-old chick. Well, I guess she was 23 at the time. 23-year-old girl wants to marry 80-year-old Charlie Manson. That's why when people talk about like, oh, how could these are kids? How could they do it? A 23-year-old girl wanted to marry 80-year-old crazy as fuck Charlie Manson. So
who is in jail for life?
Right, who's in jail for life? Right, people are fucking crazy.
It's just what, and they were like pen pals or something, right? There was some.
Yeah,
that was that was all their relationship was, right?
Well, he was loaded though, so I'm sure, there was fights for his assets and stuff, like in this, right? So these people, they gathered and had a memorial, and then they watched him get cremated together. And after he got cremated, they all went outside and sang the songs that Charlie Manson wrote for the Beach Boys and Guns N' Roses. They sang his songs that were sung by famous people. I mean, that right there already, that's fucking creepy, man.
That is very creepy. That is very creepy.
But he had songs that were sung by the Beach Boys and Guns N' Roses. Dude, worth money. Dude had money. There was money there for him. So the young girl had an arrangement. Yeah, I'll marry you. You give me your money, and we could bang a few times while you're in here. When you die, I get your shit.
Wow. I'm speechless. That's just
some people will do anything.
Too insane. That is just too insane.
Well, that's the world, baby. That's the world we live in.
It's incredible that, like, if you look back at all the stories and everything, that guy had a fucked up life, like growing up. It's crazy that like he was even able to influence these hippies to go out and commit these murders.
People still love him.
And they were singing songs, right? Wasn't the two of the girls that were, they were like in the court hearings at the time, singing songs with each other. It was just, it's bizarre, so fucked up. It's so bizarre. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I don't know how crazies are drawn to somebody like that, but they are. Mm-hmm. It's true. It's like crazies are drawn to if there's a crazy man and he's charismatic, all the other crazies will flock to him and he'll be the king of the crazies.
Yeah.
It's like I think there's a lot of literature that basically says the same thing.
Yeah.
Maybe they're just comics. I don't know. I'm not
but what's funny is, do you remember that movie American Psycho?
Yeah.
What's funny about that movie is you can see where the line is drawn, because the what the hell's the guy's name in that movie? Christian Bale's character is Bateman or something like that. Patrick Bateman, I think it was.
I remember.
I think it was Patrick Bateman. So anyway, everything that he
bitch. Sorry. Continue.
Everything that he said in the movie, like he has like these three big like monologues, where he's talking about what he likes, what he doesn't like. He had OCD, like all these different things that were related him to different types of people. So there's points in the movie where you can see where people can relate to him, like the average Joe can relate to him, and then he does something else, and that person can also relate to him. Then he does something else, and the person can still relate to him. Then he murders somebody, and then you go, "Whoa, I just related to everything this guy was doing." And then he went out and killed somebody, you know. So, so that's what's fucked up about that movie. Is like you're like kind of rooting for him until he does something really fucked up, and then you're like, holy shit, I was rooting for this guy all along until he fucked somebody up.
You know what's fucked up about that? I can't read the book.
What's in the book?
It's not about that. There's something cosmic that will not. I've tried to read it 3 times, right?
Mm-hmm.
And all 3 times before I got to the end of the first page, something fucked up happened. A boiler, like the water heater, exploded, and fucking water started leaking. It didn't explode, but like it fucking it overheated, and the water fucking in the heater started leaking all over the fucking house.
Yeah.
So fucking then another time, fucking like I got to the end of the page, got a phone call, somebody got a car accident.
Mm-hmm.
You know, fucking.
Whoa.
Yeah, I forget what the third one was. It was bad though. Like so every time, so I put the book down and I stopped this. I didn't even try anymore.
Wow. So there's like some sort of cosmic force that's stopping you from reading the book.
Exactly. So
because you'll go out and
maybe maybe I will relate to him a little too much.
It's a little too much.
You know? Maybe I'll get in there. Horrible. So a driver in England tried to get out of a traffic ticket by using Homer Simpson's license.
That's so hard to believe that anybody would ever fall for that.
Hey, I don't know. I mean, England has some special people, man. Dogs. They hold their shits in.
Well, they're all socialists over there, so yeah, why not? They're all fucked up. I'm sure they're all Marxists.
I don't know, but Homer Simpson.
Sorry to get political.
A worker dies after a bully shoves a compressed air hose up his butt.
Oh man!
This is also in India. A 40-year-old dude, he used to get picked on at work because his clothes were dirty and shit. So a guy that he helped get a job for, this dude's bending over to pick up a piece of fucking wood or something, and the dude shoves the hose up his ass and turns it on. Here
that's called a colonic, right?
Well, the air compressor is used to cut wooden blocks in half. So this air compressor that they use to cut wooden blocks in half, this dude shoves up some dude's ass and turns it on. He had to blow a hole right through the fucking dude. Everybody was shocked. They wouldn't let him get away, but everybody was like, oh my God. Like, how fucking crazy would that be?
Damn.
Can you imagine? You're at work. You're fucking doing your thing at work. And then some dude fucking just, like, right behind you, shoves an air compressor. Some dude's behind. Fucking. But you know what I would know? There's something missing to this story. They did say they made fun of him because his clothes were in tatters, right?
Mm-hmm.
But how did he get to his asshole? Would he pants him and then fucking do it?
He dropped his drawers. Somehow he convinced them to drop his drawers. That's the only way. That's the only way that would make any sense.
That is at least 2 moves. That's
He's
not
like,
right. Dude,
you look over there. You dropped something or whatever. And guy.
But what kind of an impact would that have on your body? Something. I mean, the one dude lived through getting impaled through a scrotum, but this guy had something that they used to, like, basically a saw that they used to cut through wood blocks up his ass.
Man,
was it a precision cut, or was it like all over the place?
Oh man, I don't know.
Like, was he perfectly cut in half and everything kind of spilled out? Or was it just like blown apart, like his stomach swelled up?
Man, I don't know. That's a good question. I'm dumbfounded here. That's the kind of thing that you would probably, if you remember Ripley's Believe It or Not, that's the kind of shit that you would probably find out about on Ripley's Believe It or Not.
It's taking an odd turn. Maybe a turn for the worst, but at some point, every show it does, though. My wife has a concerned look on her face. I'm hearing this conversation. She claims otherwise.
She's starting to question things.
Yeah. So she lost it. An incorrect biscuit leads to McDonald's kitchen attack. This is interesting. This is a good one. You like this? In Glendale, Wisconsin, a woman goes to the drive-thru and she got a sausage biscuit instead of a bacon biscuit, like a sausage, egg, and cheese instead of getting a bacon, egg, and cheese, right? I mean, that happens to me every time, so I understand. Every time I go to one of these fucking places, I always get something wrong. They always get something that is not the way that's supposed to be, except for Chick-fil-A.
Right.
But anyway, so she brings the order into the store, and the manager fixes the order and gives her money back and apologizes, right?
Right.
And she still goes into a rage and backs the manager into the kitchen and backs him into a corner into the kitchen. And then when some kid working there, some teenager working there tries to come over to help the manager, the woman blasted her into the fryer.
That's some crazy shit.
They're looking for her still. Yeah, that's some crazy shit, man. That's like a comic book shit. Like I expected, like the X-Men, the Blob.
Oh yeah.
That's what I expect. The Blob to be pissed. You gave me sausage. I can't eat sausage. And and fucking goes crazy. Back, tries to kill somebody.
That sounds like the woman from Throw Mama from the Train.
Horrible.
Oh my god. Yeah, shit. Yeah. Some people overreact. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, like it takes all special kinds.
It does.
A lot of special kind.
It really does.
But it's a condition of being overcrowded and overstimulated.
Yeah.
There's just too many people and too much to do and too much time to do it.
Yep, I agree. They're over snowflaked too.
I mean, I guess. I don't know. I mean, some places are so fucked up that you can get a 4-foot pole up your scrotum, pop out your collarbone, and then go 102 miles. And they weren't they was on somebody's moped. Oh, imagine that. Imagine that he had to ride in the back of somebody's moped in India with the bumpy roads with the pole up his scrotum.
Oh man.
It's like a Jim Carrey movie.
Worse.
Horrible.
Jim Carrey is gone insane too. He's making he's making all this atrocious art.
He's
doing all these. He's been doing all these paintings and everything, and one's worse than the other.
Everybody hates them.
Looks like somebody fucking shat all over themselves and then just decided to put it on a canvas and just smear different colors on them.
Honestly, man, I've gone to some of these art fucking displays, art exhibits,
and they're no better.
And they're really not. That's one of the I say that all the time. Yeah, you can get a canvas and they'll shit on it. People will fucking buy it. Like, I'll give you $10,000. What is that shit?
There's a movie like that where they actually put they go to an art exhibit and they literally put fucking shit on the display, and they look at each other and they're like, "You want to go? Yeah, let's go."
Horrible.
It's 500 Days of Summer. That was the name of the movie.
I seen that movie. Yeah, I don't remember anything, but
yeah,
I like that kid though. You see, that kid is a good actor though.
Yeah, I actually liked them both. They were good in that movie.
Yeah, you ever see Don John?
Yes, he's very good in Don John. Yeah.
Like I thought I was gonna hate that movie because I grew up with people like that. I can't stand.
Yeah.
Meatheads like Jersey Shore are fucking stupid. I can't stand that.
Right.
But this was actually a good fucking movie. I liked it.
It was, and he turns around in the end. Like he kind of he kind of realizes what a douchebag he is.
That'd be a horrible thing. It's got to be a horrible thing to be a douchebag and then one day realize what a douchebag you are.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
I hope to God I never realize what a douchebag I am.
The blasting Marky Mark type in the car. He was also in a movie where he plays the guy who walked up the World Trade Center.
Yeah. I wanted to see.
Went through the on a wire.
Yeah.
That was pretty good too.
Was it?
Yeah, it was pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to see that.
He had a good French accent and everything.
Yeah. What the fuck? Tom Cruise with his face ripped off.
The guy with the real guy actually trained him for it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He's like in his late 60s, and he was actually
really
trained him for it. They had him go up on a wire, but he was like really like 8 feet up or something.
Yeah.
But he had him actually walk the wire.
I don't know if I would want to do that 8 feet up.
Yeah, because that's still pretty high up. Believe it or not.
Right, exactly. That's I mean, a standard ceiling now is 8 feet high. That's like on your roof. It's like
yeah. I mean, you could injure yourself. You're not gonna die, but you're gonna injure yourself.
Yeah. You could wreck your shit. Yeah, for sure.
No, absolutely. But the guy told him that he could have him walking a wire with ease in 8 days, and it literally took him 8 days. He did it in 8 days. He was able to do the movie.
I don't know. I wonder if that's a useful skill to have. Man, maybe it is.
Well, for the real guy, it did, because he did it. He did shows like that, so he did it for money. So
yeah, I mean, I guess if you could definitely do it for money. I mean, people would fucking not like you though. The authorities would hate you.
Oh no, absolutely. Still, he was arrested. The real guy was arrested, but then they couldn't charge him because they couldn't figure out what to charge him for.
If you were able to walk across a building on a wire like that, right?
Right.
Could you walk to the edge of a tree branch where it starts getting real thin?
I think that's how he trained himself. Believe it or not, on trees. But I don't know.
Bald is full of answers, folks.
It's in the movie. It's in the movie. He's like he put a wire on 2 trees, and he was walking. So he was and they were like thin branches. But
I think I would do that if I had like I would live in a tree house. Like if it was like a tree house that was like a nice house, only it was in a tree. I think that'd be pretty fucking badass.
Totally.
And I would put a wire to the next fucking treehouse.
Well, I mean, to certain people like this guy, I mean, it's kind of therapeutic, right? It's like, it's relaxing. It wouldn't be relaxing to me, but it depends on the person. You had to be a certain kind of crazy. Yeah, I know.
Relax you.
Absolutely. Like, do you remember there was an old Spider-Man TV show back in the 70s?
Yeah, real cheesy. It looked like he had fucking cups on his eyes. Real bad.
Right. I actually liked it as a kid. I thought the stories were pretty good. The funny thing about that show was it wasn't green screen. It wasn't any of that stuff. It was a guy, a stuntman, a really crazy stuntman named Fred Wah, who would run up and down the wall. And he did it on the Empire State Building. He opened up the window. He climbed down the Empire State Building, went back up. And he would walk on the edge of the buildings, and with a helmet cam, and he would film down. Remember, we were saying don't look down, don't look up, and the whole thing. He actually had a helmet cam. He was in the Spider-Man costume. He had a helmet cam, and he was looking. He would look down at all the traffic from the Empire State Building.
Do you think that maybe you believe in evolutionary psychology? You believe in genetics, right?
Yeah.
Do you believe that somebody who who's able to do that. Somebody who's able to run down a building and not have any fear of it and look at you. Was genetically just determined to die very early because they're stupid.
It's perfectly possible that some people will trade. I mean, this is like evolutionarily speaking, right? Evolutionary psychologically speaking. Because I know we talked about this on our podcast like years ago. There are animals that will trade their ability to survive in order to have sex. And in order to have sex, they have to impress the female of the species. In order to impress the female of the species, they will do something daring. They will do something that will risk their lives doing and try to get away with it in order to get laid,
Well, the truth is, if you could run up and down the Empire State Building, you're probably going to get laid.
Yeah, no, I'm sure this guy got laid plenty. And he was a stuntman. He's done,
if you're running up and down the outside of the wall of the Empire State Building and somebody sees that, they're gonna think you have some kind of superpowers.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And there's like really great footage, old footage of like behind the scenes footage of that show, and where he's doing all this stuff, and then he's also talking to kids, like he's like bending down and talking to little kids, and because the little kids were watching this stuff, and he's like, greeting the kids as Spider-Man and talking to the kids. I don't know what he was saying because it was all, it was filmed with a 70s camera. So there wasn't any sounds of the camera, but it was cool that he actually took the time out to talk to the kids.
If only they could have gotten a better suit.
I thought the suit was kind of cool though. You didn't like the suit?
I don't know.
You didn't like the lenses? Was that
exactly up to today's standards?
Oh no, it was up to 70s standards, I guess.
Exactly.
But but it was the lenses were sunglasses basically, because if Spider-Man actually wore the Spider-Man mask from the comic, they wouldn't be able to see. He wouldn't be able to see. Whoever was wearing the mask wouldn't be able to see. So so they had to figure out a way for the stuntman to actually be able to perform all this stuff, and be able to see. That he's doing a fucking crazy thing. He has to be able to see. So they ended up figuring out that in order to make it happen, he had to wear it. It had to be sunglasses. So they had to be cut out into sunglass lenses. Because at first, I think the first time they made it look a little more realistic, and they did pricks, little prick holes, so that little like the little pinholes, and he wasn't able to see as well because they're these tiny little holes, and you're supposed to perform all this crazy stuff. So then they came up with the sunglasses thing.
Whatever works.
But in the end, yeah, I mean, of course, a lot of the other stuff was cheesy or whatever. But give me that guy on a rope any day versus a green screen and some douchebag Tobey Maguire actor.
Those movies weren't that great. Although I liked the first one. I had to say I liked the first one, and it's a lot like the original comic. So
Yeah, well, I mean, the original wasn't really written by whoever they say the writer was. It was it was the original comic. It was the original origin.
It was basically the original origin, the very first
exactly.
one. So
exactly.
I liked it because of that. So I mean, Tobey Maguire, okay, whatever, but
yeah.
14-year-old Peter Parker would have been exactly like Tobey Maguire.
We wouldn't have been friends.
Tobey Maguire at the time was like 32.
Was he? He was definitely in his late 20s, right?
I don't know. But fucking, I mean, I'm sure he was not. Yeah, I'm sure he was not 14.
No,
He was
no,
probably at least 25.
not at all. He was, yeah, something like that. Yeah, he had done a lot of movies by then.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. On that note, I think we're gonna get out tonight. I'm a little done. I'm a little charred right now. I think it's time to cut out before I start drooling.
Well, in that case,
Yeah. So what are you thinking about? What was your favorite moment of the show?
today's show.
Yeah, exactly.
um, let's see. The orgy was good. The Escobear was good.
Pablo Escobear.
Pablo Escobear was good.
What is that mall? What the fuck is that? Hold on. Let's go. For our viewers, see, we will make sure that you have the information you need. He is at the Kentucky Fun Mall in North Lexington, Kentucky. So if you're out in the area of North Lexington, Kentucky, check out Pablo Escobar. Say hello for us.
Sounds good.
It's horrible. All right, man. Yeah. On that note, good night, folks.
All right. Good night.